Let me ask you a question, and I want you to be honest with yourself. Do you feel free? I don't mean, are you not in prison? I mean, do you feel like you are in control of your life? Or do you feel like you are running on a treadmill that just keeps speeding up? You work hard. You do what you're told. You try to save. But every time you think you're getting ahead, something pulls you back. The rent goes up. The grocery bill doubles. The dream of owning a home, of retiring comfortably, of true financial freedom, seems to be moving further and further away, like a mirage on the horizon. If you feel this way, I have some important news for you. You are not crazy. You are not lazy. And you are not alone. This feeling, this constant pressure, this sense of running just to stay in place is not an accident. It's not just bad luck or tough economic times. It is a design feature. Welcome to the Hidden Ledger. What we are going to talk about today is uncomfortable. It might make you angry. It should make you angry, because we are going to pull back the curtain on the greatest magic trick in human history. We are going to show you the machine that was built around you before you were even born. A machine designed for one purpose: to extract your time, your energy, and your labor, and convert it into wealth for someone else. They call it the economy, but a better name for it is the trap. Today, in November 2025, the trap is tighter than ever. We are drowning in debt, personal debt, corporate debt, national debt. Prices are sky high, and the people at the top seem to be getting richer exponentially, while the rest of us fight over the scraps. Why? How is it possible that in a world overflowing with technology, productivity, and abundance, the average person is struggling more than their grandparents did 50 years ago? The answer lies in a secret that has been carefully hidden from you in plain sight. A secret about money itself. Most people think money is a thing of value, something you earn by creating value. They are wrong. The money in your pocket, the digits in your bank account, they are not assets. They are IOUs. They are evidence of debt. And the entire system is built on a simple, terrifying rule. For the system to keep running, the total amount of debt must grow forever. If the debt stops growing, the music stops. The financial markets crash. The banks fail. The illusion shatters. So, the architects of this system have a problem. How do you ensure that the world keeps taking on more debt, year after year, decade after decade? You design a system where escaping debt is mathematically impossible for the majority of the population. You rig the game. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the rulebook they use. I am going to show you how they pick your pocket every single day without you ever feeling a hand reach for your wallet. And most importantly, I am going to answer the question that should be on everyone's mind. In a rigged game, who really gets paid? Before we open the ledger and expose the mechanics of this trap, I need you to do something. This information is not something the algorithm wants to promote. If you believe that the truth deserves to be heard, take a split second and hit that like button right now. It helps us bypass the gatekeepers and get this message to the people who need it most. And if you're ready to stop being a pawn in their game, make sure you're subscribed to the Hidden Ledger. We are just getting started. Now, let's look at the first tool they use to keep you trapped. It's the most insidious tax ever invented. If the government sent you a bill every year for 5%, or 10%, or 15% of your total savings, you would be furious. There would be riots in the streets. People would vote the politicians out. So, they don't do that. Instead, they use a hidden tax that doesn't require a vote. It doesn't require a bill. It just quietly eats away at your life's work while you sleep. They call it inflation. They tell you inflation is natural, like the weather. Sometimes it rains, sometimes prices go up. They lie. Inflation is not natural. It is a policy. It is a deliberate choice made by a small group of unelected officials sitting in a boardroom at the central bank. Think about it. What is inflation? It's not prices going up. It's the value of your money going down. Why does the value of money go down? Because there is too much of it. Where does new money come from? This is the part that breaks most people's brains because it's so absurd. When the government wants to spend money it doesn't have on wars, on bailouts for their crony friends, on massive bureaucracies, it doesn't raise your taxes. That's unpopular. Instead, it goes to the central bank and says, "We need $1 trillion. The central bank says, "No problem." They sit at a computer terminal, type in some numbers, and poof, $1 trillion new dollars are created out of thin air. They use this new money to buy government bonds. The government gets the cash to spend, and the central bank gets an IOU. It sounds like magic, and for them, it is. It's a magic money tree. But here is the catch. When they create new money, they don't create new stuff. There are still the same number of houses, the same amount of oil, the same amount of food in the world. So, what happens when you have trillions of new dollars chasing the same amount of goods? The price of everything gets bid up. That is what you are feeling right now in 2025. The massive money printing of the last few years, the stimulus, the bailouts, it didn't evaporate. It flowed into the real economy. Every dollar they print dilutes the value of every dollar you worked hard for and saved. It is a theft of your purchasing power. It is a transfer of wealth from you, the saver, the worker, to them, the people with the magic money tree. But surely, if prices go up, wages go up too, right? So it all balances out wrong. For decades, the cost of living, housing, healthcare, education has skyrocketed. Productivity has skyrocketed. But wages for the average worker have barely budged when adjusted for inflation. Where did all that extra value go? It went to the top. It was siphoned off by the financial system. This gap between what you produce and what you are paid is the engine of their wealth. And inflation is the fuel. They need inflation. Because if prices fell, if things got cheaper, the value of their massive debts would go up in real terms. The system would collapse under its own weight. So they must keep the printing presses running. They must keep your money losing value, which forces you to do one of two things. Either watch your savings disappear, or join the casino. They force you to take your hard-earned money and gamble it in the stock market, just to try and keep up with inflation. They turn savers into speculators. But even in the casino, the game is rigged, because they know something you don't. They know who gets the new money first. This is the most important concept you need to understand. It answers the question, who really gets paid? It's called the Cantillon effect. It is named after an 18th century Irish economist who realized a simple truth. When new money is created, it doesn't appear magically in everyone's pocket at the same time. It enters the economy at a specific point. Imagine the central bank turns on the spigot of new money. Who is standing right underneath it with the biggest buckets? It's not you. It's the big commercial banks. It's the primary dealers who trade government debt. It's the massive hedge funds and private equity firms with direct lines to Wall Street. They get this new money first. And here is the key. They get it before prices have gone up. They take these trillions of brand new dollars and they go on a shopping spree. They buy stocks. They buy corporate bonds. They buy up entire neighborhoods of single-family homes to turn into rentals. They buy politicians. Their buying pressure is what drives asset prices up. The stock market hits all-time highs, not because the economy is healthy, but because it's flooded with newly printed cash. Real estate prices explode, not because families suddenly have more money, but because BlackRock is bidding against them with free money from the Fed. The people at the top of the pyramid get exponentially richer as the assets they own inflate in value. Now, what happens to you, down at the bottom of the pyramid? By the time that new money trickles down to you in the form of a slightly higher paycheck years later, or maybe a government handout, the damage is already done. You go to buy a house, but the prices have doubled because the hedge funds got there first. You go to the grocery store, but the prices have risen because the money has diluted the currency. You are buying at the top of the market, with money that is worth less than it was when it was created. The Cantillon effect is a wealth transfer mechanism. It steals purchasing power from the poor and middle class, the last people to touch the new money, and gives it to the financial elite, the first people to touch it. This is why, in 2025, you see record numbers of billionaires and record levels of poverty at the same time. It's not a contradiction. It's cause and effect. Their wealth is built on the devaluation of your labor, and they have built a perfect defense mechanism. Because the system is so complex, so wrapped in jargon like quantitative easing and yield curve control, that the average person's eyes glaze over. They rely on you finding this boring. They rely on you trusting the experts on TV who tell you this is all normal and necessary. It's not normal. It's a heist. So, we have a system that requires eternal debt, a system that uses inflation to tax you without representation, and a distribution mechanism that ensures the rich get the money first, and you get the inflation. It's a perfect cage. You can't see the bars, but you feel them every day. So, what is the end game? Where does this road lead? And is there any way out of the trap? There is a mathematical certainty in this system. It cannot go on forever. You cannot print infinite amounts of money on a finite planet without eventually destroying the currency. We are seeing the cracks in the foundation right now. The debt levels are now so high that they can never be repaid in honest money. The interest payments alone are consuming entire national budgets. The architects of the system have only two choices left. Option 1, they stop printing. The system crashes. We get a deflationary depression that makes the 1930s look like a picnic. Banks fail, pensions vanish, chaos ensues. Option 2. They keep printing, faster and faster, to try and outrun the debt. This leads to hyperinflation. The money in your pocket becomes worthless toilet paper. We've seen this story before in Weimar Germany, in Zimbabwe, in Venezuela. They will choose option 2. They always do. It's the politically easier path. They will print until the dollar dies, and when the old system finally collapses, they won't admit they were wrong. They won't apologize for rigging the game. They will use the crisis they created as an excuse to introduce a new system, a system of even greater control. They are already preparing it. Central bank digital currencies, programmable money that they can turn on or off at will. The ultimate trap. This sounds bleak, I know, but remember what I said at the beginning. The first step to escaping a trap is knowing you are in one. By watching this video, you have taken that step. You now see the bars of the cage. The system is designed to keep you in debt, dependent on their paper money. The exit strategy, therefore, is to do the opposite of what they want. I cannot give you financial advice, but I can tell you what the people who understand this game are doing. They are getting out of paper promises. They are trading their depreciating dollars for assets that the central bank cannot print. They are buying things that have real, intrinsic value, things that have survived for thousands of years, or things that are built for the digital future outside of state control. They are paying down debt, not because debt is bad, but because being beholden to their banks is a vulnerability. They are building communities. They are learning skills. They are preparing to be self-reliant when the magic money tree finally withers and dies. The game is rigged. The house is designed to win, but you don't have to sit at their table. You can take your chips and walk away. This is the most important battle of our lifetimes. It's not a battle between left and right. It's a battle between the few who control the money printer and the many who work for a living. The hidden ledger is dedicated to giving you the knowledge you need to fight that battle, to protect what you've built and to secure a future for your family that is free from their trap. If you found value in this video, if it opened your eyes, please share it with everyone you know. They can't stop all of us if we wake up. And if you haven't already, click that subscribe button and the notification bell right now. Our next investigation is going to dive deep into the specific assets that can serve as your life raft when the paper money system sinks. You do not want to miss it. The ledger is open. The truth is out. Now, it's up to you to act on it. I'll see you in the next one.